GoPro has been accused over the past couple of years of not being the most innovative, and looking back and forth here at the Hero 13 and 12, yeah, I would 100% agree. The Hero 13 is a meh upgrade at best, and the Max 2 360 camera is still missing in action at the time of filming. However, there is one accessory which GoPro released alongside the Hero 13, which I personally think is game-changing and possibly offers us a glimpse into what they may be planning with the Hero 14. So, with that in mind, let's just jump into it. Hi, my name is Gabe at Digital Tech Reviews and Tips, and rather than making this a drawn-out 6 to 8 minute video with mid-rolls and stuff like YouTube may want, I'm just gonna try to get right to the point. So, if you appreciate that, click like, comment, subscribe. But yeah, we're talking about the Contacto magnetic charging door for GoPro cameras, and yeesh, I understand that name is not great, but as bad as that name is, this accessory is good. In fact, it might be one of my favorite accessories for GoPro cameras. Now, before we talk about why I love it so much, let's first talk about the facts that you need to know. That is, number one, it's $80. So that's probably the biggest con about it, and you know, it's GoPro's brand name, I guess you're paying for or whatever, but essentially what you do get physically with this for those $80 is this charging door alongside 4 charging cables. I don't know, GoPro, maybe get rid of 2 of those charging cables and you could drop it down to $60, but either way, that's not for me to decide. What is for me to do is to tell you that if you are a GoPro subscriber, you can actually get it for $64, so I guess that's a little better, but either way, does feel a bit steep for essentially all you're getting is a door and a couple cables. Now, how easy to install is it? Well, the good news is that once you get this, you simply just take off the door that's already on there, just open that up, then kind of wiggle it off at the top and it should slide right off, and then do the same in reverse. And then you'll basically have this door on your camera and just carefully like push it down and boom, it's in and you're good to go. And you now have your Contacto magnetic door attached, and your camera is no less waterproof, no less durable and whatnot, but you have the added benefit now that you can take this magnetic charging cable or one of the magnetic charging cables they include, and just like a MacBook Pro, boom, baby, it works. Honestly, that puts a smile on my face every time I do it because I have been using action cameras forever and it's always been a pain to charge them. Like, it's always like, oh, we gotta pry open this waterproof door, or in the original ones, it was like, take it out of this case, open a door. This is simply just click and you're charging. Well, you would be charging if I had it plugged in, but you get the point. Like, it's super easy. Now, I wanna note, it doesn't work backwards. There is one way. So maybe that would be something to work on with them for Gen 2, but definitely not a deal breaker for me. That is so easy and potentially saves you a ton of time. Now, okay, you're like, Gabe, it attaches and stuff. What else does it do? Well, it does charge, and there are 3 other things which I learned about while using it, which for me, like, took it from a 6 or 7 out of 10 to a clear 9 or 9.5 out of 10. And those 3 things are, number 1, backwards compatibility. Something that manufacturers don't really have to do, but I think GoPro knew that a lot of their users had not upgraded in the past couple years, so they made it backwards compatible all the way to the Hero 9. So really, if you bought a GoPro 5 years ago or so and haven't upgraded, you can now for $80 or $64 if you're a subscriber, pick up this little door and enjoy one of GoPro's latest innovations and kind of bring your camera closer to being a brand new GoPro, because you just basically have this one accessory. So yeah, really cool either way. I'm glad they're doing that, and it's something that I didn't really expect. Now, the second thing was even more unexpected, and that is the fact that putting this on does not reduce your charging speed. I had initially assumed that, like, okay, it's gonna be cool and stuff, but you know, you're gonna have 6-hour charging times for your GoPro. No, like, because like kind of it makes sense now looking at it, it does essentially just plug into the USB-C port and then transfer that through the door to magnetic pins on the outside. You enjoy the same speeds as you regularly do with GoPro, and you can operate it very much the same way. You could even take the battery out and rely just on charging through the magnetic door, charge the battery while using it. Whatever you're doing currently with the USB-C port, you can do the same on the outside, except for transferring data. That was, You know, unfortunate that you can't do that, obviously, but you can do that wirelessly in so many ways that it doesn't really matter. Now, the one thing I do want to note about the charging speeds is it's still painfully slow. Like GoPro cameras have not kept up with DJI and Insta360, but the good thing to know is you're not going to reduce your charging speeds. So whatever you're getting now with the USB-C port, you can still enjoy the same with the magnetic charging door. Now, the final thing was honestly pretty crazy for me, and that is that you can use this thing underwater. Yeah, that's right. Not only can you charge this out, you know, in a storm or snow, like personally, I do a lot of time lapses, and being able to put this out on a tripod in whatever rain or stuff is coming down and get some cool time lapses of storms, that's awesome to me. But if you ever had the desire to stick this underwater and get 8 hours of fish swimming, or do a time lapse of, I don't know what, underneath a river or in a pond, you can now do this, and that's kind of crazy. Like before you had to figure out how to jury rig something up, but now just, yeah, latch on the cable and drop it underwater. Obviously, you're somewhat limited by the fact that it's either 1.5 feet or 4 feet for the cables. Maybe eventually they'd release like a, I don't know, 10-foot cable so you could really put it deep underwater. But either way, yeah, that's really cool and is a testament to how durable this thing is. Now, one thing to note is you can't do that in salt water because of how conductive it is, but freshwater pond or river, have fun. You know, go crazy with your heart's content, be creative, come up with some cool underwater time lapses or recording options. Obviously, if you can do that, any other situation is totally fine. The thing I think most people are gonna be worried about and wanting to use this for is, like, say if you're out snowboarding or during a day at a beach, camera's covered with snow, covered with sand, whatever. Previously, you'd have to like carefully clean it off, blow off that sand, whatnot, open the door, then be careful not to get sand or snow in your camera or rain or whatever. All that is just gone. No more worry whatsoever. Again, just because it's so fun, you simply just, boom, it works. You can have snow there, you can have some sand there. It doesn't matter, it's gonna charge regardless, and it just works. So ultimately, yeah, this is a 9.5 out of 10. Easily one of my favorite accessories for the GoPro camera. If you are at all like a power GoPro user, or, you know, using your action camera a lot and just getting tired of cycling batteries or having to charge constantly on the go, pick this up. It will be like one of the best $80 you've ever spent, or $64 you've ever spent on a GoPro accessory. And yeah, if you don't like it, I'm not gonna offer you your money back because I'm not at all affiliated with GoPro, but let me know down below why you don't like it, because I would like to hear if there's someone out there who doesn't like this, because I really think that this is just such a clean, good accessory, and hopefully might be something that they are gonna be including with the Hero 14. Fingers crossed, I'm not too hopeful. I feel like GoPro does see this as a nice, easy $80 extra that increases people's cart size, but if they could include this with the Hero 14, man, that would offer a clear one-up over DJI and Insta360 and would really represent some actual true innovation coming to GoPro action cameras, rather than this little, oh, it has 1 megapixel more or whatever that we've seen over the past couple of years. So either way, yeah, that is it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. As I said before, like, comment, subscribe, leave your questions down below. I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. If you are actually considering buying this or anything I mentioned in this video, affiliate links are a really great way of supporting the channel while also not actually having to give me money directly that you would have to not spend otherwise. So yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Peace out, have a nice day, stay safe, and bye.